Okay, we're gonna try this again, and left me going for a 20 minute run. Told me that they were dead. I decided to bring this back for you guys for a few minutes and do a little bit of this inking and hang out to give everybody a chance to see a little bit of this. This is what the end result was for that penciling. Sorry about that, guys. They didn't give me the notification. But, yeah, I thought I'd hang out for a few minutes and ink a little bit of this with you guys on, so you get a chance to look at the finished result of what you were supposed to be able to see before. They gave me 3 minutes of the compressed video, and that was it. But that's okay. You know, it's live. Stuff happens. At least it's not a wardrobe malfunction, so we'll just play it as a good, call it good for right now, and just say it's a good learning experience and move on from there. Now, I'm not going to ink this by erasing it first and then inking it. I ink directly on these cards because it's just a personal choice for expediency. But I am having a blast doing these things, and don't want you guys to miss out on the action of this card because it did come out really nice. Even if I do say so myself, it was a fun card to do this time around. Putting in my buffer. And yes, I'm about to do a big, huge no-no here in the comic industry world because this ink does fade over time if it's on a Bristol or Blue Line standard index board. I'm going to come in with a Sharpie on those big blacks. I know everybody just cringed, but it handles very well for these cards and saturates to the level I need it at. So, I have to buy these microns. This is just a regular micron 0.3. I have to be very careful with these because I tend to crush them a lot. And by crushing them, I mean burn them out very quickly. I have a whole box of these that I have to recycle about once every 2 weeks because I keep them on order all the time because I burn through so many of them because I love inking with these things. I got a lot of pro friends that say, you know, you need to learn how to paint and use the brush and use the nib, and I'm just like, no, not my thing. I'm a little bit more technical in my style, and that's just the way I learned to do it. So, to each their own. But as I said, that you guys didn't hear, you know, I was talking about an artist influence of mine, Todd Knock, which has a very cool animated style like this, but he's way better than I am. And he comes in and does these very slick lines. But he's a veteran in the industry. He's been around forever, and you know, since the 90s, and he's drawn just about everybody out there. But he's a high influence for me, and he is always doing interesting stuff with Copics and things like that, and competes with a lot of the digital stuff that is out there. And I'm trying to master a lot of those skills myself. We'll see what happens. I'm really big on hand coloring, but I do the digital stuff as well. So, but to each their own, you know, find your happy medium. If you're an artist and you're trying to make it out there, do what works for you. Don't necessarily do what works for everybody else, because it's not the same thing. I have debates with people all the time, not arguments, but debates. They're very creative in the regard of, you know, print versus digital and all these wonderful things. It's however you get your book out there in the best medium that's for you. That's where that works. So don't knock it. You know, if it's not your medium, don't go telling everybody, hey, you know, this guy sucks because he draws digital, or this guy, you know, puts his book only online and it's just an e-comic or, you know, a web comic or whatever, because that can bite you in the butt later. So, you know, that kind of thing gets around. I hope my connection's holding up now. I see a couple of comments there saying that it's better. It was funny, I had a couple of people actually unfriend because of that connection. I don't know what the deal was, but, you know, I was just like, really? But okay. It's like, I don't want to be associated with your bad Facebook connection. And, yeah, I refreshed and they were gone. I was just like, okay. That's sad, but whatever. To each their own. There are worse things in the world to worry about. So, I'm knocking a lot of this out really, really quick, just to keep us moving here. And I'm going to go in and detail a little bit of this face and hang out for another couple of minutes, and then I'll go ahead and punch out. To finish this up. Because this is coming along quite well. I'm going to switch over to my Sharpie here. Like I said, I'm going to do the comic book no-no. I don't use this on pages because on Bristol board it will turn a cranberry color or a brown color after a couple of months, and that's never cool when you're doing finished work that you need to hold a longevity line with and a long lifespan to reproduce. I would never do this on a comic book page. Because like I said, this turns a funky brown or cranberry color depending on the paper pH balance and how fast it dissolves, it will turn on you in a heartbeat, so don't do that. And the cool thing is, on a sketch card, if you go over, grabbing my pen back here, like on this shoulder, if you go over, you can just slick that right back down. So okay. Now we're back. I paused and waited for it. This thing is trying to drive me crazy. Thank you so much, Facebook. But yeah, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes here, and I'm going to call it quits, because Facebook is warning me again that there is a connectivity issue. It's weird, because my internet and stuff is holding up just fine, and I have a very, very strong high-end connection here. So my browser is letting me know that it is Facebook's connection. Apparently I decided to do this too late in the evening, and now everybody's on, and I'm eating into their FaceTime, so they're jumping on and jumping off and kicking me out. I see how it is. Quit drawing your Robin, get out of her way so we can look cute and sell stuff on the internet. So I'm going to finish up this little bit of a knee pad here, and because that one's curved right at the closest point to us, I'm going to bulk that up a little bit, then I'll thin it back down, and I'll do the rest of this and post it for you guys later, and clean up, you know, my bleeding spots there that need to be blackened out. But thanks for hanging out with me again. I'm sorry that it's messed up. I hope this video sticks and gives you a little more insight as to the process of what I did for this Robin. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you tomorrow for Nightwing under a better connection in the afternoon. So we'll talk to you soon.